Solsticers, and welcome back to the Solstice Living YouTube channel. I am Stephanie, your host, professional organizer based out of Houston, Texas. And today we are delving into the one photo organizing plan. And so, as you can see from this one photo that we're going to discuss today, all about medicine. Thank you so much for joining me, and let's delve right in. So, the process of organizing when you touch any space in your house is going to be a 4-step process. And as mentioned in my book, ABCs of Home Organization, the 4 steps are listed as follows. You're going to choose your space. In this case, it's the drawer of medicines that is in my client's home, and done. So if your medicine is in your kitchen, in your bathroom, you keep it on the go. So it's like right by your outside door. As you run in and out of the house, you can just take it wherever it is. Choose that spot, and let's go into how do we organize all the meds, because it stresses you out. I understand. And you're having to take off the tops of 20 different medicines a day, vitamins, whatever you're taking. And it takes so much time, and it just is extremely stressful. And so hopefully with this 4-step system, you're able to transform your medicine cabinet, medicines, vitamins, however you do that, and bring some peace into your life around meds. Step 2 is we want to clear and categorize. Once you figure out exactly where all your medicine is going to be stored, and I do recommend you do that in a space where it's convenient. A lot of times it is the kitchen. I'd say in about 85+% of my client homes, we store medicines and vitamins in their kitchen so they can remember to take it every day. And then your first step on clearing is going to be to take all the meds that you already have and go through the expiration dates. So often you're going to have expired product. It's just a given, and it's okay. And so you just have to decide what is your max expiration date, where anything before that you throw, and then anything after it you keep. For some clients, it's a day. For other clients, they'll keep medicines like Neosporin, Bactine, peroxide indefinitely, because to them, they believe that it just loses its potency. It will still work. And so that's a decision you have to make. But once you know it, start going through all of the product one by one and deciding, is this okay to keep in the house? If not, go ahead and trash it. If it's prescription drugs that are expired that you know you won't take or want to keep in the house, Google pharmacy recycling centers near you. A lot of CVS's have like these receptacle things. They look similar to a mail box, and you just drop the pill containers in there and they'll recycle it for you. And so you're not flushing medicine down the drain or putting it in a trash bag. And then I always recommend that you do tear off the tape that has all your personal information on it, and then they'll reuse the containers and get rid of the meds for you. And then back into your home, decide what you're keeping, what you're getting rid of. And then as you're touching everything, you're going to categorize. And so with medicine cabinets, you're going to decide what categories. And most often in majority of homes, you have first aid, and that is generally by itself. Sometimes you have pain meds that add into the first aid, depending on the quantity that you have. And then like band-aids, bandages, tape, things like that. And then you're going to have cold and flu is typically one where you have the medicine for it, cough drops, things like that. You also potentially have sinus. So if you have a lot of allergies, people will have allergy medicine into a certain thing, and then items that they can take when they, like a Cincy pot, things like that can go with allergies. Digestion or stomach issues is generally its own category, again, depending on how often you use it and what you have. But those are one. And then you just have whatever categories of medicines you have in your house. Vitamins is a big one. And what I like and recommend for vitamins is that, and there's no vitamins in this photo, but if you have vitamins, I recommend that anyone in the household who is taking daily pills, whether it's medicines, prescription, and or the vitamins, that you create a bin for yourself specifically that only has the items that go on the daily and or weekly, whatever option, the ones you take regularly. And so you'd have a bin, like for me, Stephanie's medicines. And anything that I'm going to take daily, I put in this bin. And then I do recommend that you buy a pill container. And so the clients that I see that just they peel or they unscrew these caps 20 times a day, and they take one pill, and then they put the caps back on, and they're doing this every day. And it mind boggles me, the inefficiency. So buy a pill container. You can do it for a week. You can do AM, PM. You can do 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They do so many options. And then you only have to unscrew each pill container once every 7 days, 14 days, 28 days. So your choice, but I highly recommend pill containers. And then what you can do, so some clients have a lot of meds. And so we'll have a current meds, and then we have backup meds or replacement meds or not using at the moment meds, but it's still that person's container. So they have two. So Stephanie's current meds, Stephanie's backup meds is how you would do that. And then you have, and then that's the backup meds are stored like high and or low, like not in the prime real estate. And then your current meds are where you can see them all the time, or at least easily grab down that 1 day a week that you are creating your pill cases. And then your pill case would be at the lower shelf where it's eye level or chest level, the most convenient to grab, if that makes sense. Okay, and then you'll also make a category for like your devices. So your thermometers, your blood pressure cuff, if you take an inhaler or have an EpiPen. And so those devices can go into its own container if you would prefer, because it's normally bigger items, or you can add it with the category that it fits into. So thermometer can go with cold and flu, your choice. And then potentially if you have any sleep aids or things that you take at night to help you sleep, you can do that. Sometimes people put that with their actual like vitamins and stuff. So it's your choice on what you're keeping and where it's going. And then another category is if you have any vitamins or medicines for pets or children, they'll go ideally in its own separate container as well. So everyone in the household receives their own container, again, for medicines, prescriptions, supplements, anything that they have to take. And then also store the meds and prescriptions, everything up high, or at least out of reach of the kids and the pets, or even behind a locked door then. And just be aware that if they get access, you do want to conceal that, or you do want to make it harder for them to gain access to the cabinets. For this particular client, she does not have any pets that live with her, and so her bottom drawer is okay of a place to put it. And then for her, what we've done is just categorize through it exactly what I just mentioned to you. So like all her first aid went into one spot together. Her prescription went into another spot. All the pain meds and the cold meds went in one area. And then we threw out, I would say 27% of, and I have no idea where that number came from, 27% of the product that is in this drawer. Or a lot of it was stuff that she had gotten during COVID and she said she doesn't need anymore. So we were able to get rid of that as well. And so just eyes on it. And then the next step is containerize and assign homes. So you have to decide, you already just picked the spot. And so most likely you know if it's living in your kitchen, bathroom, wherever you're going to put all your meds. And surprisingly, let me go backtrack to, most people do put their medicines in their master bathroom, and then all the vitamins go into the kitchen. And so slight caveat between the two. But containerizing and assigning homes. So huge proponent of the individual containers per people, and then also the individual containers per category of what you have. And then assign the items you use the most. You want them easy grab, most likely waist high to head level. And then the ones that you don't use often. So if no one in your house is sick regularly, keep that cold and flu up high. If you have people that are sick every day, the kids are bringing home the germs, and everyone seems to have something at some point, put that at your chest high, eye level. And so it's easy to grab and you won't have to go searching for it. And then also make a note that if anything expires or you throw it out, to buy a new so you can replenish it, so that when you are sick the next time or you have stomach issues, whatever is the issue, and you're looking for the medicine, you don't have to then be like, oh no, I threw that out, it was expired. You have a fresh one with you. Now, if it's something that's rarely used and you have somebody who can buy you some, no need to rush to the store. But just keep in mind that you do want to keep your stock filled. And then another container that people generally have for meds is travel size versions. And so I have some people that will fill a pill case container that's strictly for travel, or they have an unused prescription pill bottle that they fill with random meds, and that's what they take on vacation with them. Or if they know they always get sick when they're traveling in airports, or if they always have stomach issues drinking water somewhere, or Dramamine because they get motion sickness, they just keep this all in like a travel section. And so that's an option as well. This client did not have anything travel related in this area. She had another travel section somewhere else in her house. I would say this drawer took us 20 minutes, maybe, if that. The hardest part, or the most time consuming part, was reading all of the expiration dates. While it seems daunting, it actually goes faster than a pantry, mainly because you have less, most likely, possibly not. but just start it one at a time, go through it, decide if you're keeping it. If you're keeping it, what category does it go in? Put it in a container, put a label on that container so you know what's in it, and so that if anyone else needs to come into that cabinet, they know what it is as well. And then put it in its home, assign it to its home. Now, the key to any organization, the fourth step that we've missed so far, is the reset and maintain. So even with meds, I mean, anywhere in your house, you have to reset items. So if you're sick, of course, leave all the meds out while you're sick. You barely have energy. You're just working on surviving, right? And so it's fine to leave it out for the week, to leave the tissues out, to leave everything that you're utilizing to help heal your body. And so once you're through the sickness and you have officially healed, you want to put everything back where it belongs. And so don't just put it on the kitchen table or let it sit on your bathroom counter. You want to put it back into the correct bin that it lives, so that when you are sick, unfortunately, again, you know exactly where to find it. So that's the reset option. And then the maintenance is mandatory. So you don't have to overhaul your entire bathroom again. You have a system in place. And so you can either once a month, you go through a bin to check to see if there's anything expired, or every time you use a product, you check everything else in that bin, or once a year, you can do the full overhaul and just, again, you throw out anything that's expired. Or sometimes with pantries, if an item expired either in the next month or it expired in the last 6 months, I'll write in Sharpie on it, like November 2025. And that tells me, okay, this is an expired product. And so maybe I don't use it again until June of 2026. And then I have to decide, okay, do I want a product that's older than 6 months expired? And so that's something that you can do as well. And then as you can see from the after photo, we did all of the first aid, mainly what she kept. Everything else was slightly expired. And then in the back is all of her actual meds, stomach issues, etc., cough drops. And then you see the devices in the middle. And then on the left is just kind of excess. So she has her vitamin C and her emergency, and then some extra tape, things like that. So very much simpler, easy to see exactly what she has. She can grab it. And because she's not sick that often, it was great to just put all that stuff in the back. Maintain, reset, maintain. And so just remember to reset and maintain and constantly go through exactly what you have so that you are aware, and that when it is needed, you have fresh stuff that will help you get better and heal. So that is all that I have for you, our 4-step process to organize a medicine drawer, in this case, cabinet, pantry unit, however and wherever you are storing it. And so let me know in the comments if you have any questions or how it went in your own home when you organized your medicine cabinet and or vitamins, and where you're storing it. Is it all in your bathroom? Is it in your pantry and or your kitchen? Where are you storing your vitamins, medications, supplements, etc.? So I wish you happy organizing. And if you have your own photo plan that you would like me to discuss, just shoot me an email at connect@solsticeliving.com, or you can comment below and we will reach out. And thank you so much for tuning in to Solstice Living. We greatly appreciate you. Mwah. Take care.